Hello Disneys of the Warp the Webway and YouTube. Welcome to another channel update. This will be a great company progress update as well as a possible side project. But at any rate, so first the Great Company. Been working on my long fangs. They're not very wolfy looking, but I did put on Space Wolf heads. And since I'm going to be doing something with the bases, I've just blue tacked them down. I've got his gun pretty much where I want it, except for the glow effect up here for the plasma cannon and the cabling I'll be working on. Picked out a few other little details. Really nice to put together. The other guy that I've been working on, or other guys, Space Marine Vanguard. Essentially what I've been doing is getting the block colors done. The metals, the reds, and just trying to get through those as quickly as I can. This is not going to be a speed painted army, but it is going to be an army or a force that gets on the table. Excuse me. I'm still in the grips of whatever Nurgle has blessed me with, but I've got the metal on the guns done. And like in here, I'll be doing a black, like the book art. And then of course I'll be going in and putting the chapter symbols on here, or the Great Company symbols, as well as with this guy. And once I buy a box of gray hunters or blood claws, I will be able to properly make these guys look a little bit more like Space Wolves as opposed to just plain Marines. Now, on to the plain Marines. So, I was testing a couple colors on some extra models I have. Because I didn't like Captain Paunchy, because he looks paunchy. And this guy was just an extra model I had around. So, I did a couple blues. And I thought, well, the blues don't look that bad. And as my light's a little bright on them right now, that's not going to help. They're not quite as bright as they appear on the camera, but what I did is I used the, and this is quality and an advertisement here, people. I used Cygnar Base from P3 and then Cygnar Blue Highlight from P3. And using those two colors through my airbrush, I was able to very quickly get these two dudes to be blue. I'm not saying I'm going to make an Ultramarines army, but I kind of like how they turned out. I mean, I just think it's a cool looking color. Now, obviously, I would need to do this dude's cloak, and there's a whole lot of details on him, and not so many on this guy. So I'm not sure which one I'll paint up first. This is kind of my palette cleanser after painting so much gray on my Space Wolves. But I've been finding my wolves lacking long-range firepower, so I'm thinking maybe a split codex with ultras wouldn't be a terrible idea. I've just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. But this Captain in Gravis armor has caught my attention as a model that I think I may just paint. Now I need to go back in and clean up some of his mold lines here before I put that stuff down on him. And with him, since the cloak is so much a part of him, I'm going to have to mask everything off and then do an airbrush for the cloak once I determine a color, because there's no way I can brush that in and it be smooth. But I do like I said, I do like the blue. I just like how it looks. I'm not saying that I'm going to do Ultramarines, but you may see Ultramarines being painted on the channel if for no other reason than I like how the blues turned out, and why not? The next thing I am going to try on this guy is I may try a very light glaze, not Nolo, but the Guilliman glaze, I believe it's called. Yeah, Guilliman glaze. And what I would probably do, since that's a very dark color, I would thin this down a good amount, and then go in and kind of do the recessed pinstriping, highlighting, or shading, so to speak, with this glaze, and just see how it turns out. Or I may just, thin it, and then put it all over this model and see how he turns out, and then do it on this guy. But that's kind of where everything's at right now. Unfortunately, due to a lack of games, actually that'll be another video, but update on these guys in just a minute.